Amidst the heightened security and constant surveillance at the maximum security facility, Keefe D, whose real name is Dwayne Keith Davis, reportedly devised an intricate plan to escape from jail. Utilizing his extensive network from the streets and his cunning ability to manipulate those around him, Keefe D allegedly managed to secure inside help from a corrupt guard. The plan was said to involve a series of diversions, including staged fights and a fake medical emergency, to draw attention away from his cell. This is what Keefe D said. "Let's be clear, this isn't just about reviewing or settling scores. This is about justice, about correcting the wrongs that have been done. I've seen the system from the inside, and I know how broken it is. I've been a victim of it, and I've seen others suffer the same fate. It's time to expose the truth and bring about change. I've got a plan, and I've got the resources to make it happen. I've been biding my time, waiting for the right moment, and that moment is now. I'm not going to let this opportunity slip through my fingers. I'm ready to fight, ready to take back my life." Keefe D supposedly planned to exploit a structural vulnerability in the jail that he discovered during his time in custody, aiming to access the facility's underground tunnel system. From there, he intended to navigate his way out, emerging at a predetermined location where an accomplice would be waiting to whisk him away to an undisclosed safe house. However, the escape plan was fraught with risks, and Keefe D was well aware that any misstep could lead to severe consequences, including additional charges and an even longer prison sentence. The hypothetical scenario underscores the lengths to which individuals may go in their pursuit of freedom, even when the odds are stacked heavily against them. As the planned date of the escape drew nearer, tensions within the jail walls reached a fever pitch. Keefe D, known for his calm and collected demeanor, worked meticulously to ensure every detail of his plan was in place. The corrupt guard, whose financial troubles had driven him to collude with Keefe D, began to show signs of stress, raising suspicions among his colleagues. In the days leading up to the escape, an anonymous tip reached the jail's warden. The tipster, aware of the impending plan, urged the warden to take immediate action to prevent the escape. Skeptical yet cautious, the warden initiated a covert investigation, assigning a trusted team of officers to delve into the matter without alerting the rest of the staff. As the investigation unfolded, the officers uncovered evidence of the planned escape, including hidden tools and messages exchanged between Keefe D and the corrupt guard. Realizing the gravity of the situation, the warden decided to act swiftly, placing Keefe D in solitary confinement and initiating disciplinary proceedings against the guard. The thwarted escape attempt sent shockwaves through the jail, leading to a comprehensive review of security protocols and staff integrity. Keefe D, now facing additional charges and a potentially extended sentence, was left to grapple with the consequences of his actions. The corrupt guard, stripped of his position and facing legal repercussions, served as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities within the system. In the aftermath, the jail administration implemented stringent measures to prevent such incidents in the future, reinforcing the message that security and integrity are paramount. Keefe D's failed escape attempt became a case study in the relentless pursuit of justice and the importance of upholding the law, even in the face of cunning and deception. In the wake of the failed escape attempt, the jail administration conducted a thorough investigation to identify any other potential collaborators within the facility. The atmosphere was tense, as trust among the staff was at an all-time low. Keefe D, now back in his cell under even tighter security, became the subject of intense scrutiny. Despite the setback, Keefe D's reputation on the streets remained intact. His audacious escape plan, though unsuccessful, only served to enhance his notoriety. Rumors began to circulate about his cunning and resourcefulness, with some even speculating that he had a backup plan in place. Inside the jail, Keefe D maintained a stoic facade, but the failure weighed heavily on him. He knew that his chances of seeing the outside world anytime soon were slim to none. However, his influence was far from diminished. Other inmates, inspired by his audacity, began to look up to him, seeking his guidance and advice. Keefe D, realizing the power he wielded even behind bars, decided to shift his focus. If he couldn't escape physically, he would extend his influence beyond the jail walls. He began to mentor younger inmates, sharing his knowledge and experience with them. He spoke of the mistakes he had made and the life he had led, urging them to choose a different path. Outside the jail, law enforcement kept a close eye on Keefe D's network, aware that his influence was still strong. They knew that he had the capability to orchestrate activities from behind bars, and they were determined to prevent that from happening. As months turned into years, Keefe D's legend continued to grow, both inside and outside the jail. He had become a symbol of resilience and power, a man who had dared to challenge the system. However, He had also become a cautionary tale, a living example of where a life of crime could lead. The jail administration, having learned from the past, remained vigilant, ensuring that security was tighter than ever. They were determined to prevent history from repeating itself, aware that Keefe D's influence was a force to be reckoned with. And so, the story of Keefe D's attempted escape became a chapter in the jail's history, a story told to new recruits and a lesson learned for all. The jail had survived a major security breach, emerging stronger and more secure, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Keefe D, now in his late years, had become something of an enigma within the prison walls. His influence was undeniable, but he had taken a more introspective path, dedicating his time to reading and writing. He penned articles and essays, some of which found their way to the outside world, sparking discussions about prison reform and the cycle of crime. His cell had transformed into a small library, filled with books on history, philosophy, and law. Keefe D had become a self-taught scholar, and even some of the guards who once viewed him with suspicion had developed a grudging respect for his intellect and his calm, measured demeanor. However, the outside world had not forgotten the Keefe D of old, the street-smart gangster with a reputation for cunning and audacity. Documentaries and news articles revisited the story of his failed escape attempt, with some speculating on what could have been had he succeeded. Inside the prison, a new generation of inmates had arrived, many of whom were unaware of Keefe D's past exploits. But the old-timers, the ones who had been there during the escape attempt, they remembered. They spoke in hushed tones about the day the jail was turned upside down, and they looked at Keefe D with a mix of awe and curiosity. Keefe D, for his part, kept to himself. He had seen too much, lost too much to get caught up in the whispers and the rumors. He spent his days writing letters to his family, mentoring young inmates, and immersing himself in his books. As the years continued to roll by, Keefe D's health began to decline. The jail administration, aware of his frailty, transferred him to the medical wing, ensuring he received the care he needed. The man who once masterminded an escape attempt was now dependent on the very system he tried to outwit. In the end, Keefe D's story was one of transformation and redemption. He had come to terms with his past, using his remaining years to make amends and contribute to the world in the only way he knew how. The jail, once a place of tension and uncertainty, had become a symbol of resilience and change, a testament to the power of vigilance and the possibility of redemption. And so, the legend of Keefe D lived on, not as a tale of escape and defiance, but as a story of growth, learning, and the complex journey of a man who found his purpose behind bars. As the years continued to pass, the legend of Keefe D within the prison walls transformed into a legacy. His health may have waned, but his spirit and influence endured, touching the lives of inmates and staff alike. Outside the prison, Keefe D's writings had garnered attention, sparking conversations about criminal justice reform and rehabilitation. Academics and activists cited his work, pointing to his transformation as a testament to the potential for change within the prison system. Inside the prison, the administration acknowledged the positive impact Keefe D was having on the inmate population. The atmosphere had shifted. There was a sense of calm and stability that hadn't been present before. The staff, once skeptical of Keefe D's transformation, now saw him as an asset, a key player in maintaining order and encouraging positive behavior.